Feature Friday.
The freshest.
This is really interesting because I didn't know until you guys let me know a while back that a lot of our favorite singers from the Indian music industry have actually been involved in the kind of contest shows aspects of things like X Factor and I think Indian Idol and things like that. And you know, two of them that are some of our favorite. Bless you. Is bless you. It's Jubin. He's one of the ones that I play the most, and Arijit is one of the ones I play the most. I think Shreya also came from a contest show. I'm not too sure, but I couldn't find the bloody thing.
Her first audition.
So if anyone can give us that or drop it in the comment section below, do let us know. And they actually got rejected, it seems, in the first audition that they ever did.
I read that Neha Kakkar was also rejected and heavily criticized for one of her auditions for a reality contest.
For the next video we should do Neha and Shreya, if we could find those videos, if you guys could help us. But let's give it a go. This is just some of our favorite singers, so let's give it a go, and it just perhaps use this as motivation if you're planning on going on this. Maybe you face rejection yourself, and look, some of the biggest singers in the world have also faced rejection and have had a tough time at the start, and look where they're at now. So impressive storyline, if you ask me.
Namaskar.
Now let's go. Hi.
Oh,
Namaste.
and the previous video where he said that to the girl means namaste.
Yeah, it means hello.
Yeah.
It's like hi.
It's like
Hi.
But that's such a nice
Oh my
word.
God.
Say hello.
Isn't it?
Fucking
That's so
God.
cool. I'm gonna start taking yoga classes where everybody says namaste to each other.
Can anyone use it? Like, can I say that?
Well, I've seen it in yoga classes, and I didn't know what he meant. I thought it was just like a
Because if it's connotated to religion, I feel like you must be part of that religion. In order
exactly. I don't know if it's just a cultural thing or if it's intertwined with religion.
Again, learning as we go. So go on.
Indeed. Namaste.
क्या सपना है?
You know?
X Factor में आने के बाद क्या होगा?
Platform.
Sonu Nigam.
Recognition.
So गाइए और हमको रिझाइए.
Oh, this is fun, man.
I feel like I should have recognized the girl next to him.
Studio.
They spelled his name differently then.
Why would you turn that down? That's gorgeous. That's Shreya.
That's Shreya, yeah. So fucking hell, so she got judged.
Gorgeous.
Oh.
That is so beautiful.
He looks so different with his long hair now.
दोनों ने जो कहा है मैं इससे
Oh.
पूरी तरह सहमत हूँ. I'd like to have a chat with them.
Oh,
about what, bro?
What? Oh, I hate this.
This is the interesting
This is the part I hate about TV.
This is the intriguing part about like TV show, reality shows, because they have an idea of what they want.
सीधा मैं कहूँगा सत्यवचन की घड़ी में मेरी तरफ से ना है.
No, it means no. He said I
Saying
can
that
try
you can try
harder.
harder.
Oh,
ये मेरा best नहीं था. मुझको पता.
Oh my god.
and now.
Oh, what a story, man.
I love this band. Look at Neha. She hasn't aged either. So is that Idol? Is that Indian Idol?
No, this is not Indian Idol. This is another show, but like he was a
Contestant, or
no,
he was a
special guest.
Ah, special
So-
guest. Fuck, you know.
I mean, those are the type of stories that just let you grow. Because when you see your favorite artists that come from a contest reality show like this one's, like X Factor, Idol, or whatever,
Yeah.
you get to see them grow on TV. You get to see them struggle and become the artist, the finished product. But what is fun is when you have, to me, at least to me, it's so motivating to have that first audition or that first look at where you were at in that moment in time, right? Where you first tried it, and you see the artist in a willing, raw, and unfinished state, and then see them disappear, and after
And
that,
then you
when they
see
come back,
mental-
the growth
Yeah,
is
yeah.
even bigger. The finished product is even more polished, and you see an artist that is mature. You see an artist that is grateful for the success,
Yeah.
and that gratitude translates into everything they do. And I think that's something that is so hypnotizing about Jubin and his artistry, is that you can really touch. It's like palpable, his gratitude to the craft.
Dude, it's mental.
Is freaking fantastic.
He's truly one of my favorite musicians
Oh.
that we've been able to discover, because his connection between peace and the
Performance.
peace and performance. That's right. It's incredible. It's really something to look at and study, because I don't think many people in the world have that kind of capability. But yeah, there's also one of our other favorite singers is Arijit, and what makes him, I think, truly remarkable. Talking about connection of things, is kind of his ability to connect his emotions and translate them into the performance in a manner which feels somewhat spiritual. It's really odd.
It's beyond emotion. There's something further beyond
I wonder
that.
how this evolved.
And I think again, based on the message that you guys sent me, it's like when this audition came about, when he was televised for the first time, he was very young. He was very young. So I think that time and progression, maturity. In the craft, the never-ending aspect of creating, which pushes you to try things differently, allows you to align to something new every time. And I think he's a very creative soul overall. So there's always that need to find something new, something stimulating, and that drive takes the artist in paths that have never been taken before.
They will be really interesting people to speak to, because given the journey, I think it'll be really interesting to see what decisions on how they handle that kind of big moment, because they've been televised, and in order to even get to the TV auditions, you have to do a lot of prior work and a lot of prior auditions. So you kind of feel like you're there, and then you find you face the hard reality, cold reality of rejection, and then I wonder the steps after that, the step that wasn't on TV. How do you recuperate? How do you decide that maybe this is still the thing I'm going to do? I'm still going to find a way, and then they find a way. That's the interesting part of the story that I think.
Not the part that you get
where
to
he made the
see.
hit.
Exactly.
Like that's
that's already a consolidated artist.
Yeah.
You're what's interesting is the
dark
mental
times.
the mental battle that one goes through. Especially, I think our conversation with Morissette Amon from the Philippines, and her take on how strong the rejection of a reality TV show like this actually hits the artist.
So
it was really interesting.
But
to
just
see.
to be a context, so Morissette, obviously from the Philippines, and the Philippines has the show called The Voice, which is, if you're not watching from the Philippines or anywhere around the world, you don't know about this show. It probably has the highest vocal pedigree I've ever seen in any of these shows. And this is not to throw shade at any other shows or part of the world. It's just the Philippines is that fucking good at singing, and The Voice has done that well for that reason. So you're competing against arguably some of the best singers at that moment in the planet.
That's right.
That are upcoming, that are building up and are maturing in the moment on TV. So imagine receiving a no. Saying yes in the first audition, but then I think it was like the second or third performance
she
she
was
got
like
let go.
halfway through the season itself.
So you can imagine that. So go on.
Yeah, I think hearing it from her perspective, and the type of decisions that you then have to make based upon that one rejection that could have ended what has now been the rest of your life. It's a really interesting take, because it's from the artist's perspective. Is then a matter of, what does this rejection represent? Is it actually dictating the level of my talent, or is it actually dictating the path that I'm taking?
I think the best way to handle rejection, it doesn't mean no, especially in an artistic sense like this. It doesn't mean no. It means not yet.
That's a great way to say it. Yeah.
Not yet.
Yeah,
Especially when there's fucking talent. If it was talentless, yeah, tough man. We gotta have a chat, bro.
But then how could you?
No.
No, I mean,
you need people around you that tell you, no, you're actually genuinely good, bro. But that performance wasn't the best. Maybe it wasn't the performance that was gonna give you a yes. But you're actually not shit. You need someone to tell you that hardcore to reality, and they've always been honest with you. You need someone that you trust. Like, they could be a father, it could be a brother, it could be a manager, it could be an agent, it could be something. They're like, that actually wasn't your best, and I understand why they said no, but that doesn't mean you're shit.
that's right.
Like, but you have to be better next time, without a doubt, because you gotta know. So that means that at your case, and this is very specific, at your case, you weren't good enough yet. You know, it's the same, you know, maybe you're prior to this agency or these people or whatever. It's like, they didn't say no to you because they hate you.
That's right. That's right. And I think that's what's so terrible about rejection in the artistic realm of the industry, because it's hard to detach the personal aspect out of the artistry, because it's a representation of the artist itself.
That's right.
So when they reject you, it's not there. As the artist sees it, they're not rejecting your art, they're rejecting you.
Yeah.
You know, so
let's have a look at young Arijit and how he handled this kind of thing and how he went.
All right.
It's a completely different take on his music. Showbiz. Four on the floor.
I mean, he was already a star. He's not vibing.
There's doubters.
It also doesn't align to what probably he wanted to do.
You imagine? Yeah, you could tell. Maybe, I don't know.
And I think that's what I was talking about. We recently checked out also some videos about the Indonesian X Factor, and they were doing the same song, and each individual of each contestant had to do the same bars.
Yeah, if you haven't watched it, I would recommend it. It's really interesting to see how different people interpret the same song in a show environment.
That's right. But in this reality TV show contests, you get given the material, and a lot of this material is unflexible, it's unchangeable. Okay. So it might not be your style, it will not, sometimes it's not even your key, and you have to adhere to these challenges. So they oppose the challenges on purpose for the whole entertainment aspect of it, for the growth of the artist aspect of it. So it's really interesting to see certain artists that naturally align to a genre, that naturally align to a sound and aesthetic, be pushed into the completely opposite direction. You will see that natural resistance, and I think that's what you're seeing here.
Well, you obviously, maybe you have someone in your ear telling you should go pop, pop boy style,
dance, do this thing.
Yeah, when he's actually the complete opposite of that.
That's right.
Nowadays, I don't know. Again, really interesting individual to speak to and see the whole journey artistically and creatively on how things happen. Maybe he's spoken about this in the past, so do let us know. But go on.
There's definitely no doubt of the vocal talent, though.
Damn!
Yes, sir.
Such different styles, like a different person.
He's great though, that's fantastic.
Nice.
It's good.
Okay, dog. That show feels really intimate. The crowd is so close. He's smiling now.
There's a lot of potential in that individual there from then, you know. And And there's natural interaction, there's people interaction. Woohoo! And then he gets rejected with that performance?
Fuck.
Come on!
So he doesn't. It seems he doesn't go through because that's what you guys said. So what can you imagine if we would have said maybe they would have carried on with this style? We wouldn't have gotten this kind of version of Arijit now. I mean, I'm not saying this would have been bad, but I definitely, yeah, it would have been a shame if you would have traveled to an alternate timeline. You would have been like,
I think ultimately
it should have been a no.
I think ultimately he would have made the music that he does now.
Yeah, well, we saw Lady Gaga is a good example of that, right?
Taylor Swift is a great example of that. So from going so country, pop, back into her, what she really want to do.
I think Gaga's a better example because hers was such
point.
a radical example of what the industry dictated at the moment, and no one had the balls to do. But she decided to do, because you're not forced. You could say no, and then your career's over. But she was willing to take that sacrifice kind of those principles of her creativity in that moment. And then she was wearing meatloaves or whatever the fuck she was wearing in shows, and she was doing pop, poker face, pop. When she wanted to do the song with the guy falling in the stars, whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
When she wanted to do that.
Shallow, yeah.
Yeah, when she wanted to do music like Shallow Land. Shallow, right?
Yeah.
Or music like what she's done. Probably what she wanted to do, what was closer to her latest album where she has that feature of Ariana Grande. That's probably the most Lady Gaga. The thing is, in the past, that wouldn't have been enough. You had to do the whole, have a fucking bulldog, and then you standing like that, poker face, revolutionizing fashion at the same time.
That's right.
So you had to do that shit in order to become Lady Gaga. So the other one is Rihanna. You had to be the hot girl, pretty simple girl R&B that was popping at the moment, because that's what was popping at the moment. And she wanted to do things like Anti, instead of doing things like Umbrella, Ella.
That's correct. And I think overall, when an artist has a natural predisposition to a genre or to a specific way of creating, they will eventually fall into it, regardless of what the journey in the industry has taken them. Because is the highest exposition of themselves. Again, I think these videos are super thought-provoking, and they're really cool to see and incredibly motivating, because you see the whole change, you see the showbiz aspect of it, you see the growth and the take that the artists from then and the now. It's awesome. If you've got any more videos from any of your favorite artists from anywhere around the world, leave it down in the comment thread below.
Let's do the Shreya and Neha one. I'd love to do that,
I would love
in
to
a video.
see that.
But anyways, goodbye guys.
All right, goodbye.